Megalive. What is happening, party people? Hope you guys have had an outstanding week. Hope you guys are crushing life and not having life crush you. And I'll see if I can find my cigar cutter here. I don't know if I got it on me. I don't know what I did with it. There we go. All right. Yes, good talking with you too, Shreddy. Just got off the phone with Shreddy McSkate. Sorry I was a few minutes late. We were having to handle official e-bike influencer business. That's right. There's official e-bike influencer business happening sometimes behind the scenes, and it was happening tonight. Yeah, it's been really freaking crazy. What is up, Jackson? Oh, and Brett's in here too? Dude, yeah. Dude, what's up, Brett? I don't know if any of y'all saw that video in my story of Brett B35, Brett Baldwin, the fastest Sur-Ron around the TKO track. Literally an insane rider. So insane, this guy thought he was going to do a double fucking backflip with a Sur-Ron. Not just one, because he's already done one. I mean, you know, a single backflip was just too easy for him. So he literally decided to do a double backflip with his Sur-Ron to push the boundaries. I mean, they're barely just starting to do these motherfuckers with like gas bikes. He's going to do it on an electric bike, and it did not go well, unfortunately. And we wish him literally all the love in the world and hope that he heals up quickly. And yeah, man, it's just man, sorry about that, bro. Sorry, I'm checking out. What's up, Jackson, man? I cannot wait to see. Hey, everyone in Texas with a Sur-Ron, you do not have a choice. I will come hunt you down. I will come and hunt you down personally if you do not come to the Mega Ride in November. That is absolute fact. We've done it. We've had a lot of amazing moments at the previous two Mega Rides, and I just anticipate that Houston is going to probably be the best Sur-Ron ride that's maybe ever happened. And I say that on Pimp C, baby. In case y'all don't know who this is, Pimp C. So anyway, yeah, man. Tonight's going to be an exciting night. You know, we're doing a lot of guests kind of leading up to the Mega Ride, where we're going to kind of chat with different guests about kind of their contributions to the Mega Ride. So tonight's guest is Sur-Ron Neeks, and for those of you who don't know who Nico is. Nico is bringing 8 to 10 people to the Mega Ride all the way from Wisconsin, Chicago area. So I think that's really super cool. So I like to definitely support the people who support me. And I mean, you load up a trailer full of 10 motherfuckers to come to my ride, we dragging your ass in here to the live. So Nico's going to have to come in here and account for himself. And I see he's already in the chat. We're going to bring him in at 8, like we do with all of our guests. Sorry, I guess it's in different time zones in different places. But at the top of the hour, we will bring on Nico. In a few minutes, I'm sure my buddy and co-host Jay Styles will be in here, and we'll have a brief little chit-chat and introduce my co-host. And then after that, we're going to be opening it up to all of you guys if y'all want to come on and say anything or have a little chance to kind of, get your say-so in. Hey, that's what Megalive's all about, So anyway, trying to think, big developments since the last time we've spoken Mega Ride. We have Shock Bikes giving away a BAC 8000. We allegedly have Mike Janikowski giving away a Kelly controller. We have, what else? The big box of blades, the hyper blades that I opened last week, NTC, we got We Coated, we got Sur-Ron Pit Stop, we got Scapegoat, we got, like I said, GLE. Of course, we have Shy batteries. Don't forget to mention that we're giving away a battery at the Mega Ride, because we're giving away a battery at the Mega Ride. And what else do we got? We got just a lot of really insane, cool stuff going on. And Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring in my co-host first here, Mr. And everyone, welcome my co-host from New York City, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Woo! What is up, brother Scott? How are you? Hope everybody.
Dude, how are you doing, brother? It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah. Just been, taking some time, doing my own thing, personal life and stuff. But now I'm back here with the Megalive. It was a really good introduction. It's crazy. Nico is bringing 10 people, right? You said 10 people?
Do we have literally, how many people do you think are coming from New York?
So far we have 8 people that are in our Airbnb. We're going to be crashing at a spot. So 8 so far. I believe there's another group. They're trying to get organized as well. But so far we have 8 New York goons coming through.
All right. Now, one thing I got to warn people of, they're going like 10 deep, 10 deep at an Airbnb, is you got to be able to charge. You got to be able to charge all these motherfuckers in between rides.
Yep. And it's always good to have the big batteries. If you guys are going to charge in a house in an Airbnb, and if you have one of those variable chargers, you guys are going to sleep overnight, tune them down to like 3 or 4 amps. Four or 5 people can probably charge throughout the house.
Ain't nobody do that at these rides. Everybody fucking charging 10 amps all the way to the fucking forest. Yeah.
And I actually do want to take this time to thank you, Scott, for bringing this magnificent gift, right? For those of you who know that Mr. Scott Suron had thrown some cigars my way so I can keep up with his level of smoking. And the most important thing that's only going to be drinking in this live, the Gentleman Jack. Scott, can you please tell me what that says engraved in the bottle?
I believe it says Mob Genius TV.
Mob Genius TV. A true
Which
gentleman.
is my alter ego, for those of you who don't know. I literally used to make a lot of videos as this guy, Mob Genius. Had a little bit of a cult following, but then I started releasing all these damn Turon videos, and these took off way bigger and way faster, and I enjoyed it a lot more. So here I am.
Yeah. Now he answers to, a lot of people saying to him, "Can I get a free Suron?"
Dude, like, it has been relentless lately, man. That and the number of people who want like story repos, number of people like asking questions and asking for things in DMs right now has just literally been insane. And it's like today I feel bad because I kind of snapped a little bit on a good friend. If he's in here, I'm sorry. You know who you are. I just can't repost everybody. I am literally at the point where it is just like so freaking hard because it is just like my story is already busy enough. I have people constantly reaching out to me asking why I didn't post this, why I didn't post that. I mean, it's literally just getting crazy, So, Jay, I think you're freezing up a little bit. Are you there? Or am I freezing up? Who's freezing up? Can the chat answer? Is it Jay or is it me? Hello, chat. Can y'all hear me? All right. I'm guessing Jay left. Jay dropped off. He completely froze. All right. Thank God. Thank God. That would be really embarrassing. That would really be super embarrassing if it happened to me in my own chat. So, all right. Let's see if Jay's going to be able to figure it out and make it back in. But here in a few minutes, like I said, we're going to bring in our guest for tonight, which is Suron Neeks. He's already in, and like I said, coming 10 deep to the mega ride. You come 10 deep to the mega ride, we're gonna bring you in. We're gonna talk about it. All right. Thank you for that, Dave. I literally need to hear that because, literally, I got a lot of people that hey, why don't you repost this? Why don't you repost that?
Oh, I'm back, guys.
You back?
No, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's just that this Mob Genius TV Jack was so good. I just
shut you down.
Kind of just lost conscious for a second, and then everything just froze. Now I'm back.
All right. So you were talking. Y'all bring in 10 to the Mega Ride, eight probably to the Mega Ride, maybe another group.
Yeah.
I think our guest from last week, Run Playback is coming with a Michigan contingency that I believe is going to be 8 to 10 deep.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to everybody from Michigan if you're in here. Yeah, that is going to be it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane to see this kind of a turnout, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm humbled by it. I tell you what, we're out there running routes. We're riding like crazy just to make sure that this is going to be a good time for everybody, and that it's going to be exciting, and that we can cover as many parts of Houston that are going to be cool and whatever. So yeah, man. I'm throwing a big party at my bike builder shop. Dave, anybody in here heard of We Coded? Shout out to We Coded, my bike builder. Literally, I think I hit 20,000 since the last time we were in. I guess that's something we could talk about. I hit 20,000 people. I mean, people that like to celebrate, whatever. I don't like to necessarily celebrate the numbers. I just like to thank the people who made it possible, really, because frankly, none of this would be possible without Dave. Literally, I'm so thankful for that friendship, and and that that day I brought my fucking bike into his shop, and he looked at it. He decided, oh, you know what, I guess I'll work on Surons, and decided he liked it enough to go out and get one of his own, because it just started him down a rabbit hole that I'm thankful he walked down, because without my buddy Dave, literally none of this would be possible. I asked everyone to please go follow We Coded. And if you ever want any work done on your bike, I absolutely can stand by this man and the work that he does. And he stands by himself. If you're not happy with it, he's one of those kind of guys. And I've had moments where, frankly, hey, I looked at Dave. It wasn't his work, but it was work he farmed out. And I looked at it and I said, I didn't like that. And you know what? He fixed it. He made it right. He's just one of those kind of cats. So, I tell you what, shout out to my builder, Dave. And, anybody that, like I said, wants anything done with their bike, go check him out. Shout out to my battery partner, Shy Batteries, because you guys are coming through clutch and keeping me moving. That's the big thing. I never realized that. I never got to the point where I could literally cache a battery. And now I'm always worried about how many batteries I have, what's charged, what's not charged.
That's always a good kind of problem to have. But I like what you said about We Coded, man. I saw what you mentioned, just a little bit about them, that I saw in one of their Instagram lives that they when they coat their stuff, they plug in some.
Oh, dude, we won't give away all of Dave's secret. You have no idea. I'm one of the few people who've actually got to watch this man work, and I'm telling you, people who think that they can just easily go powder coat something and that they don't need a professional, it's the reason why you can't hand me a guitar and me bang out riffs like Jimi Hendrix. That shit is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You can give me the motherfucker. You can give me a fucking Stratocaster. You can give me the goddamn best fucking guitar that was ever fucking made, and I am not going to be able to fucking play like Jimi Hendrix. It's just not going to happen. And I guarantee you can flirt around with that world, you can whatever, but there's a reason why professional, and I'll say this, and I think this is fair, and I don't think I'm giving away too much, but maybe Dave might think I am. It's the prep work, trust me. None of everything I've seen people do, nobody preps this right, and I'm just being honest and I'm being fair, and I'm calling a spade a spade. Y'all just don't prep your shit right. And there's prep work, multiple coats, the way you bake it in the oven, how long, everything, just years and years of experience that this man has. It's insane. So, all right, man. Well, let's bring in our guest. He's been sitting here waiting for a little bit, and like I said, tonight we're bringing in Nico Bellotti. And we'll talk with him about some crazy innovations that he has and some of the partnerships he has and kind of what he's up to. I look forward to, Jay and I have challenged ourselves to bring in guests that maybe not everyone has heard about. And, I think that, last week, Run Playback, a lot of y'all probably heard of Run Playback.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all may probably even heard of Gin City or Shreddy. But it's the guests like Mike, it's the guests like Nico, people like that are near and dear to Jay and I's heart that I'm hoping that we get to kind of turn the world on to. And so I'm gonna bring in Nico right now, man. Nico, please come in, come join us, pour yourself a drink, enjoy a smoke, whatever it is you like.
And in your endeavors, there he is.
What's up, brother?
He's like,
so good to finally get to see you. As every time I get to see you, it's usually with the helmet on a reel, on the back of a bike, doing some kind of spectacular stunt. So let's jump straight into it. Why don't you just introduce yourself? Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're at.
Okay.
Tell us, if because I'm sure a lot of people have not heard of Kenosha, Wisconsin, as you first told me that nothing big has ever happened in Kenosha, right?
Yeah, except our recent riots, but.
Oh yeah. Except for that, except for all that. But,
well, other than that, now we've been put on the map. So, I'm Nico. Been riding for about 5 months. I had big bikes, my whole life, and then I got in the Sur-Ron, and I just felt so comfortable riding e-bikes. Started stunting, and I had a camera on my phone, and one of my friends recorded me. Video kind of got some traction. And just like everybody else, you fall in love with what you do. I love. A lot of people tell me I'm never going to change my front tire, and it's true. Love wheelies. So,
dude, that's funny. Did you come from the gas bike world or pedal bike world or any kind of other or did you just set your ass on a Sur-Ron seat and start stunting?
Yeah, I started stunting on the Sur-Ron, but I had other sport bikes and stuff like that.
Well, okay. You brought it up as well, like you were doing all that on the stunt bike, on other bikes?
Nope.
Oh, no. So bringing up the bike was the first, it was on a Sur-Ron. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Why a Sur-Ron? What made you, after kind of coming from the gas bike world, what attracted you to kind of just the whole electric scene? Or was the Sur-Ron your first introduction into the electric scene? Did you start at a Sur-Ron, or did you have a Super and them other lesser? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, I saw the Sur-Ron, a couple years back, when they first were introduced, and I thought it was really cool, but I never wanted to pay the price. And then we got a lot of bike trails by us, so I can't take a Grom on some of these bike trails, and so I just pulled the trigger one day. I had one too many shots of Fireball, and pulled the trigger. Woke up the next morning to a credit card bill. And I had a Sur-Ron. Yeah, I know what it is. So
dude, hey, I normally don't advocate like that kind of financial irresponsibility, but in the case of a Sur-Ron, and I'm blessed enough in life to be able to afford a lot of just different shit. Let me just say this: that's the greatest bang for the buck toy I've ever bought. I mean, literally by far and away, I cannot imagine where my life would be without having a Sur-Ron in it.
Yep.
I tell like everybody that asks me about the bike, and I said, if anything were to happen, if it gets stolen, something were to happen next day, no hesitation. It's a brand new one. So I have 3 of them now.
Yeah, 3 of them?
Yeah, I have 5, and my joke is you got to have 5 to ride one.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, I have one. Where's my second one?
Yeah.
There's that. What do you guys think about the Sur-Ron? What is it? A 2023 that's coming out? Like,
before we jump into that, I really wanted to say one quick thing because I noticed somebody jumped in. And I don't know how long I'm going to be in here, but I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my good buddy Kadeem. Kadeem, Data Electric. If y'all see him in here, say hello, Kadeem. If y'all see this man, give him a birthday follow. He is absolutely one of the coolest dudes there is. We absolutely love this guy. We are thankful. I tell you, we've been stealing a lot of California people to bring onto the Texas team. That California doesn't. I don't know that. You guys must be sleeping because we stole Reese. We stole Kadeem. We've literally, I don't know if I'm allowed to announce who else we've stolen, but we are also going to have another very big Sur-Ron person coming to Texas to live at the end of the evening. And like I said, if he's in here and he wants to out himself, he can. I don't know if I'm allowed to do it, but Yeah, man, we are stealing some of the best and brightest from California, and if I was a manager of like an NFL team and Texas was the NFL team, I traded you hoes nothing. You got fucking nothing from us. Like literally, we're stealing y'all's best people. So I'm literally thank you so much, California, for sending people like Reese and sending people like you my way. Yeah, man, shout out, man. Everybody, hey, the taxes are too high. Get out of California, come move here and stun all you want. The laws don't care. I mean, like literally one of my good buddies, Matt, asked the other day, he said, how are the cops there in Houston? I said, the who? Because like literally, I mean, they don't care about this shit. Yeah. They really don't. So, all right. I just had to say that real quick. Jay, your question is probably one of the greatest questions I would love to hear Nico's opinion on because
that's what I wanted.
We have two huge things coming up with Suron. We have the Storm B allegedly, and then they taunting us around the same time with I don't know if you've seen it already. I'm assuming you have because it's made it all over the internet. With a model that's going to be between the current X and the Storm B, and it's going to have like a Storm B motor in it, and it kind of looks like it has that 4M kit. Like I'm sure the people at 4M are like committing suicide already right now when they saw that like thing like falling out there. I mean, who the hell needs a 4M kit anymore anyway? So tell me what your thoughts are.
Right.
Yeah. Tell me what your thoughts are about all these Suron developments and kind of just where you see this market going.
I'm in 100%. So the reason why I stunted on the small bike, the Suron, opposed to like the bigger bikes, is because I'm 5'6". I tell the girls I'm 5'7" with the right pair of shoes on. So to me, it's a little bit more of like that comfort feel. So if the midsize one is got a seat height, that's not the same size as a full size bike. Mm-hmm. I'm probably gonna end up getting that. The Storm B is a full size bike, so I don't know how comfortable I'm gonna be on that. But I like the Suron. You take that in the trails, you flat foot it. It's easy to handle, throw in the back of a truck. So, do I think I'm gonna get the midsize one? If the midsize one is a true midsize, I probably will end up getting that. The Storm B, I hear that's extremely heavy. Mm-hmm. This is all show, no go. So I don't know how I'm feeling about it. So.
No, what you're saying is right. The Storm B is like the bigger version. People like, for example, that are in like major metropolitan areas, like cities, it's not really ideal for them. You know what I mean? So in between, like the Light B and like the Storm B, like that little right in the middle, could be good for those that are looking for a little bit more power.
Dude, that's a great point, and a little bit more stealth. Because I mean, probably the reality of it is, if you drive a Storm B through downtown New York, you're going to get a little bit more attention than if you drive one of these maybe newer Surons that's not quite a Storm B.
Yep, you'll get two heads turned. They'll look twice. They're like, wait, is that your bike? No, rather than just like, it's just a bike. You know what I mean? Like a mountain bike, whatever.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I like it. I do want the Storm B. Probably end up going to get it because, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll probably end up getting it. Chai Battery's going to probably make a 200-volt system for it, something crazy, and then I'm going to really fall in love with it. I'm going to have to get it.
So, dude, I didn't even 100%. Thank God for Chai. Like, dude, that is going to be awesome. Like, the second they make a pack for that fucking Storm B, it's going to be another planet, dude.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. But until then, I'm killing it. I got my Suron just at like what I got 10,000 watts is all I run it at.
Oh yeah. 10,000.
So what tune do you what kind of a tune do you run? Like, let's talk about that. That's kind of interesting. First of all, disclose your relationship if you can with GLE. What, if anything, you do with them? Who GLE is, and then just kind of maybe tell a little bit about their products and how you use them, and kind of where you maybe set your personal settings at.
Okay, so me and a friend of mine started designing. We saw the need for a lot of parts for the Suron, and one of the parts that I saw back in May that I wanted was a stunt bar, because I had a stunt bar in my Grom. I just was never that good at it. I started getting better at wheelies on the Suron, and I said I need a wheelie bar. I need a 12 bar, as some people refer to it as. And we never really talked about it too much. And then, some time passed. We ended up realizing that some people really wanted the 12 bar. So, he's a engineer in that goes to school in Wisconsin. He's finishing up his last year, and he designed a 12 bar for me. We sketched it up, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful, and we actually went to a couple manufacturers to see if we can get it made. And it was kind of a coincidence where Josh, the owner at GLE, because he's out of Chicago. GLE is all based out of Chicago, Illinois, and so we were just going to meet up and just kind of talk Surons, go for a little ride, and we ended up going out for drinks, and we started talking that we could really do a great partnership because he's got a lot of manufacturing capabilities, and then so we ended up, kind of joining forces, and so basically we're going to be a division of GLE, so that's the partnership there. I use the GLE controller well before this partnership, so I really like them. The reason I went with them because they're based out of Chicago. I'm out of Wisconsin. I want to stay local. But their dashboard for me is what really sold me. Being able to control everything down to the T. I know everybody can really control everything, but the way their dashboard works for me, I think it's the best. A lot of other people would say it's probably one of the best dashboards too. But yeah, just a lot of fine tuning, easy to use. But for me, when I was a customer at GLE, I ended up cutting one of the wires that I shouldn't have cut, and I thought I smoked the controller. And they called me on a Saturday, and I did a Saturday FaceTime call with their customer service, and they walked me through everything, and we ended up resoldering the wires back together and fixing the issue. So for me, the customer service was great. So I actually really want to just talk to Josh, the owner of GLE, because they treated me so well. So they're good people, they're great to work with. And so now we're going to be coming out with a full line of stunt division parts for the Suron. So I know there's some people now that make the 12 bar, and those are great. These are going to be out of billet aluminum. We were going to do steel, but the bike is aluminum, so we wanted to keep the aluminum feel. And it's been tested. I've had a prototype on mine bike, as you can see in some of the videos, for I don't know, 6 months. No, not 6 months. I lied straight to your face. 2.5 months, maybe around there, maybe 2 months. Yep. And
But you've had 6 months worth of fun during that time, haven't you?
Hell yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I did. Well, and a lot of people are worried about the subframe too, and so that was the thing that I had experienced myself after looping. You loop a lot when you learn. You pay the price of doing these crazy tricks. It's the looping, and
oh my Lord.
And so, so I totaled out the subframe, and we had to reinforce it. So on our bar, it comes with a couple extra metal pieces that actually act as reinforcement for the frame, for the subframe.
Right.
It will not bend. If you bend it, I will fly out to wherever in the world you are and come see what the hell hit you, because it is so solid. I know that because I flipped over the handlebars at 40 miles an hour, and it did like a guillotine almost, and the back wheel came up. It did a flip the bike, and the subframe was solid. Everything was solid. So that's what we're making.
Wow.
We're making that. It's a lot of fun. The 12 bar. Being able to do circles now, I'm working on that. I'm really not that good, but you progress pretty fast in the Suron, and being able to do a lot of tricks is fun. We're also coming out with some more sliders and this and that, just things that I wanted that I can't personally afford to just make one-offs. It just, if you look at what manufacturing costs, it's a killing. It's like $5,000 to make one item, but it's
Wow.
$300, $600, $700 to make 20 of them. So it's crazy how the whole pricing changes with manufacturing. So, but that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to work with Josh on and at GLE, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think we're allowed. Can we tell them what's going to happen at the Mega Ride?
Damn right.
We are giving one of these away.
Woo! Let's go.
And we're going to be making a post about it soon because we're going to get some specifics on it that we can share. But I've kind of, because this is kind of some top secret shit. This isn't like, like you said, we're in the prototype phase of this. It's, well beyond, I think, prototype in terms of like, it's production ready, but we're testing it. And the reality of it is this is going to be given away at the Mega Ride. And one of you has the chance to win one of the first one of these that will make it into the wild. And dude, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that opportunity.
That's really really cool.
Thank you guys. Yeah. The one I'm rocking right now is it's the same weight as the aluminum one, but it's not aluminum, it's steel. So it's actually going to be completely done, manufactured, ready to go by actually 1 week from today, ready to rock. And I'm going to mount it up next week Tuesday, and we'll take some pictures. I'll send them over your way, and then we'll get one either anodized or raw. We can have Dave coat that for you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Dave's doing anodization work now too, man. I tell you what, I don't know if y'all saw some of the anodized parts that I had. That's something else that was new this week that I got some of my raw NTC parts anodized, and dude, the patterns have me so excited, and the thought of like what is capable, like knowing like what he can do with this is like it's definitely pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I saw Reese had sent me some stuff. Reese actually used to live in Racine, which is really close to Kenosha, about 10 minutes. So Reese actually grew up 10 minutes from me, and I didn't know that until he started Amped Camp, and I reached out to him asking for a shirt, and then we started chit chatting. So Reese actually just showed me some of the stuff that he had done to his bike, and yeah, he's good. Dave's good. Everything he touches is good. Yeah. Love that guy.
Shout out to Reese too, who's doing the official shirt of the Mega Ride. I tell you, we're really excited to have some sick shirts this time that we're going to be. You're not really an official event, I guess, unless you have some merch.
That's guaranteed.
To be able to get blessed and partner with someone like Amped Camp was just, I tell you, every time I turn around, there's new like blessings like you and Reese and things like that. Why don't you tell us about how many people you are bringing from Wisconsin for this ride? What's our current head count?
Yeah, heard is in the double digits.
So as of right now, people that have fully committed and kind of paid for the Airbnb and all that stuff, I'm at 6. So
okay.
So we're at that. But for people that have said, my uncle.
I know how it goes. Hey, I know how it goes. I started thinking there might be 300 motherfuckers coming to this. Now I'm like adjusting my numbers a little bit.
No, I know.
So down just a little bit.
So now, and then I've got about 7 people that want to come, but the problem we're facing is getting them bikes, and then because they all ride gas bikes. The other 7, the other guys are all e-bikes. So I discriminate them a little bit, but I don't think we can get them a Suron in time. But
I understand.
That's what's going on.
People here, we definitely have some people here locally. We're trying to scramble to get covered as well.
Yeah, I'll just throw it out there. If anybody in the Wisconsin area or the Chicago metro area needs me to drive their bikes so they can fly down there, I've got a 26-foot trailer I'm bringing. I could put unlimited bikes in there.
Oh, unlimited bikes. You guys heard it there.
I already reached out to Chai down there. They're all set. But to anybody else in the area, if they want to, have me do it, it's a 17-hour drive from like the Milwaukee area.
Wow.
17? New York is talking like 24, like, 23, 24, depending when you're leaving. It is going to be a craziness. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Hey, thank you to everyone coming to this ride. Seriously, I don't, even the people that are just coming from Dallas, thank you guys. I know, like I said, it's humbling to me because, it's just, I know that I'm responsible for this, and so I'm literally going to make sure that all of you guys have a good time and that we just, have like just the best rides we can possibly have. And I don't take it for granted. Anyone who, time is the most important thing to me. Fuck money. Time is the most important thing to me. I can, I can always make more money. Time I can't make more of.
Mhm.
And literally, I always pride myself on the fact that I don't waste people's time, and I'm not going to waste y'all's time if you come here to this ride.
It's gonna be freaking amazing. There's no way you can set it any better. It's gonna be amazing, this ride. A lot of people are gonna come. And Nico, I was just gonna ask, sailing into this, like, how are you with the like trails and stuff like that? Because I know you're stunting and now you're good, but how are you with the trails? Because this whole ride is gonna get everybody from riding in the streets to the trail.
So I thought I was good at the trails. I thought I was good on trails until me and Josh, owner of GLE, went out,
Mhm.
and he smoked me.
Yeah.
Smoked me.
When you ride with people better than you, you quickly realize where you really rank.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So I like to think I'm mediocre after what happened last week, but
Uh,
I hold my own.
Yeah, one good thing for those that are coming that it probably slips their mind is definitely would want to come and bring like some mid-top shoes when it comes to trail riding, because people would come from with their vans and they would try to jump something, and things can get kind of funny. So I would always recommend, I'm trying to buy like some mid-tops, or or like something like that's not crazy like a full-on boot, because that's a little
Yeah,
bit of a
no.
kill, but it's good to keep yourself, especially that ankle, because you're always going to be sticking it out, standing on it.
I'm resting the foot right now because I hit a tree trunk with it, so it's toast right now. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Process. I'm gonna buy some full boots.
Yeah, you gotta need that. People don't know until it actually happens. They're like, "Oh, you don't. You just when you send down the Suron, it's just things can happen. Like quickly, like how Ma was like he sent something earlier, like with this gentleman trying to like backflip, like the Suron. It was crazy. My condolences to him, man. It's like trying to go for trail riding and stuff, but it could be dangerous. So gotta watch out.
Do you recommend, Scott, that because I have the supermoto setup, but I'm switching to a more like the Shinko like 241 I got, or I'm gonna do the Shinko 705s. Would you recommend people do more of like a hybrid setup? Is that what you're saying?
Let me put it this way: the area that we are going out there, because that's a good question. It's as politely as I could say this, it may be a little bit more sandy than most people are used to.
Mhm.
And so whatever I don't know that you need more tread versus, just a good tire that can kind of whatever you think is the best tire setup for kind of a sandy setup. That's what I'll say.
I have like I want to input in this. The Shinko 241s, right? They're known as like a hybrid tire, so they do decent on the trail, but they also do really good on the street. So especially on a ride that we're doing both, I would recommend the 241s. Just my opinion,
Yeah, I got a set. They're nice. They're very nice, but I just trying all the tires. I got the Flow Minis, those 12-inch. You know how it goes. You got all these. You're swapping everything out because nobody really knows in this industry yet, like the industry standard for anything. Nobody knows the industry standard for stunting or for this or for that. It's all preference, and everyone's still playing around because the chassis is so new still. So
yeah.
Miami Suron just asked, is it one dirt ride? Well, let me just put it this way: we have a motocross park or a little motocross training facility type thing with about 100 acres of private trails connected to it, and we're going to have that from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday of the ride. Then there are a couple of the street rides that we're doing that will have some little off-road segments to it, but not like to the point that we have people follow us on 12s through there. I'll just say that. It's just like it's not unsurmountable. Now, the Saturday night ride from Dave's shop. I don't know if Dave's still in. I'll let Dave comment on tire selection and whatever for that ride. But that Saturday night ride, depending on which version of it he takes us through, there's a part of that connects to like a whole section of mountain bike trails with like BMX jumps and stuff like that. And I just can't imagine that Dave's not going to want to take people through there. So the Saturday night ride on slicks or on anything non-dirt could potentially be interesting. I'll just say that.
So,
But by then, it doesn't matter. You can fuck your bike up on almost the last night of the ride. It's not a big deal, you know.
yeah, I'm not worried. Just thought I'd ask for the people that were wondering. So my boy Jared that I'm bringing up too. He's asking if there's charging throughout the ride. I'm sure you got that 100 times.
What do you mean throughout the ride?
Well, so like what we do down in Chicago, I don't know if Chai's still in this, but you know, Joe and Sarah and Bar, they put on this cool little, you know, every Tuesday like a bonfire ride, and they'll ride somewhere, stop and charge for, you know, about an hour, ride somewhere, you know, stop and charge, so they can really get some serious coverage.
Unfortunately, no, because we're going to have potentially 100, 150 riders with us. And it's just and Texas isn't evolved to the point where we have like businesses that want to welcome like even 5 people there to come charge there. Mm-hmm. And so how we do the rides is generally we will you know, we're gonna have 2 in a day, so you're gonna get your fill of riding, and you know, I promise that, and you know, and generally people are kind of riding around during the day to go to lunch and stuff like, and just different. So there'll be other ancillary ride opportunities for people who just need to, you know, they're just junkies that need to get more fill in and have extra batteries and all that. But I guarantee you, like literally the way it generally works is we ride a ride, then everybody breaks off and goes and charges, and you're going to have just about enough time to get a full charge or pretty close to it before we're going to need to meet up for the night ride and do it all over again. So, unfortunately, no. You know, we're going to have areas, and the reason why I hesitated on the question, you know, for people, if they go 10 deep at an Airbnb and find out that they're going to trip a breaker or whatever, if they, you know, trying to charge there, you know, we're going to have a couple of different places where you will be able to charge in town. I need to confirm this still, but I mean, I believe Rent eBoards is going to be helping us out, and also, you know, we coded. But it's going to be much more convenient for you if you can charge your own batteries between rides. I'm just going to say that.
I'm bringing four big, 1 small, so 5 total generators. So throwing it out there.
Snap!
Anybody?
The battery plug.
People have a couple other people doing that. Hold on, let me wave. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you know, it's like I said, charging's gonna be interesting. If like I said, if you're staying fucking deep in a room in one room, like, you know, I would just really advise you guys to think it over again. But especially if you're not coming with generators or whatever. One of the questions that got asked earlier that I think is kind of an interesting one is, do you have any experience with the KO motor and what your thoughts are on it? And
yes.
I want to make sure I saw you, Sir on Mark. That question. Shout out to Sir on Mark from Virginia. Come to the ride, brother. We'd love to have you down here. What are your thoughts about it?
So I've got no bad blood. I've talked to one of the representatives down in Illinois, Chicago, Nick. He seems very nice, very informative. The motor seems absolutely incredible. I for one, I love my back 8000. I love GLE because for those that don't know, the back 8000, which is anything, the ASI controllers, they're torque vectoring. So if you're on a slippery floor, if you actually blip the throttle, you can actually feel the wheel kind of like cut power a little bit. It's torque vectoring. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I feel it. I've been shown it. It feels incredible on wheelies on like wet surfaces or on a cold tire. I have not used a KO. My fear is it's going to be more of like an on-off switch. I don't know how smooth it's going to be. A lot of people are saying there's a lot of tuning to it. Do I want one? Do I want one? More than anything, yes, I'd love a KO motor. I think they're incredible. Am I scared? Yes, I'm scared because I stunt every single day, and I will freak out if I'm dealing with.
See, it is kind of funny too, because I was interested in some of the partnership deals that they've done They've given one to Sir Ronster, and they've given. I think they're going to do one with Canyon Richards as well. So here's what I know is, and I'm no wheelie specialist, so please, the two wheelie guys in this chat, correct me if I'm wrong. In general, there's two types of wheelies. There's the power wheelies and there's the finesse wheelies.
Right.
Power wheelie guys, you probably will still be okay. Finesse wheelie guys, and when you learn about this, the finesse wheelie guys are truly the ones that are stunning. Like power wheelie guys, I mean, it's just kind of like, I can almost do a power wheelie. That should tell you, like, where we're at in terms of skill level between power wheelies and finesse wheelies. And I really honestly wonder, are finesse wheelie boys going to be okay with the tuning on this setup? And that's, so I really kind of find it, hey, that was ballsy KO. I'm glad you guys gave one to Sir Ronster, because he's going to tell us straight up, hey, he can't do any of that shit. You don't think he's going to tell the truth?
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing if a finesse rider, because I mean, I wouldn't call him a power wheelie boy. I'd call him more of a finesse wheelie rider. Like, I look forward to seeing, because I have not seen any finesse wheelie boys stunting this setup. None. Zero.
None.
Power wheelie boys stunting setup, but I have not seen one finesse wheelie boy doing it. And believe me, I think it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be
You could have killed yourself in the stunt wheelie market by making that decision. But what are your thoughts? Is that accurate?
I talked to one of the representatives, and I had my phone out. I was ready to pull the trigger and buy the motor in front of him. But what threw me off was him telling me that I won't be able to wheelie under 35 miles an hour, the way the torque band is.
right.
And again, I don't want to start any beef. There's no. I want one. I'm saying it. I'm here. I want one. I want somebody to tell me I can do what I do, and just have more power. So
and that's the thing, and that's so accurate, because it's that 0 to 15 or 20 on this that you really, that's the touchiest part of this tuning setup. And it's just like, you either get way too much and it's just instant pop, or it's just a smooth build on, and then kind of almost like a slingshot effect. It feels like it like low to middle end of the power band. And so I don't know, like I said, I just got my second one today. I'll fully disclose it.
what? You got a KO?
Yeah, a second one. Yeah,
The purple one, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. It's going to go on one of the new builds, but I don't wheelie. I mean, so for me, it's fine. Like I said, I mean, I don't know. I'm very interested in a lot of things that they're coming up with and doing, and I'll just reserve it at that.
So Saran Mark said there's no way they can fix it. I'm gonna probably get screamed at. I'm probably gonna get crucified. I want one, everybody. I want one. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to get told that there's a way of doing it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, Ben and Ian will 100% watch this and probably lambaste me tomorrow in DMs and tell me that there's here's 50 videos of finesse wheelie boys finessing down the streets with KO. That's fine. Show them to me and I'll shut up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, and I think there's a reason why we haven't seen it. And but with all things KO, I'll just say this: with all things KO, there's a lot of people running beta tunes and beta this, and there's a whole lot of development still happening with this product. I don't think it was a product that they anticipated every use before they released it, or had tunes available for every use before they released it. Yeah. And I think that we're going to learn real quick that all these complaints that some people have will eventually, I think, be able to be capable of being addressed in an aftermarket tune. I'd hope. I mean, that would seem to me to be something that you could address in a tune. But again, here we are. The first ones of these shipped and were received just before the Austin ride, which was, I'm trying to remember now off the top of my head, that was in June. So literally we've had 4 months now with this motor in people's hands. 4
Yep.
months.
Where the
Still
videos?
early stages, still in the early stages.
Yeah, I mean it's still young. I still think we'll see more. I don't know, and like I said, I just to your point, I don't want to tell people that either. But at the same time, I mean I haven't seen it, and I think there's a reason why we haven't seen it.
Yeah. I mean, what scares me the most is, when you do, when you do what, you use the word finesse riders do, and you're standing on the seat and you're doing combos, you're doing all these things, you can't allow the throttle to stick. Are the brakes on these bikes, I don't care if you got the Saints, the Dominions, Maguras, whatever you got, if that throttle sticks on a KO motor, you are not going to counter that with the brake. Hate to tell you. So I'm too scared to try it, and I'm hearing that it's like the throttle sometimes like when you let off, it still gives you a little bit of power, and that's scary when you
I'll
trust.
say this: it doesn't kill immediately. The base tune when I had it, I mean that was petrifying because I mean you peg it, it's going, and you let off, and it's like it's going, and then I mean it's like whereas where you let off of a stock throttle or whatever, you're just instantly feeling the let off. Like that wasn't happening in the early days of my KO tune. I'll just say that. I feel like my bike builder Dave has done a better job with the most recent round of tuning, but then. I mean, I still feel like I'm light years away from having the tune I want on this bike.
Yeah.
And, it sucks because it didn't suck enough, I guess, to keep me from buying a second one, but it sucks.
Yeah. No,
I'd like to have it run right and be able to do all the things I want to do with it. But, right now I've just kind of resigned myself that I'm just going to make it speed demons. I mean, it can do that.
Yep, it's known for that.
I'd love to try it. I'd love to wheelie your bike, but
Be able to wheelie my. I don't think, like I said, I don't know. Maybe he'll get it set up. You're welcome to try. You're absolutely welcome to try. But I just really think once you kind of play with it a second, you'll be just like, I mean, I ride with enough wheelie boys to know, like they have no. The second they're on it for a second, they're just like, nah. I mean, the saddest thing in the world, if you want to see something really super sad, every now and again, Dave gets stuck having to ride the pink bike. And it's so fucking funny because, like, we'll just, you can just see him. He just has this, like, long face because he can't fucking, everybody's, like, tearing him up. And he's just having to be, like, good riding on this bike. And every now and again, he just gets a little, and just, like, speeds up a little bit. But,
yeah. No, I mean
Here's
they're
Sir
cool.
Dad just joined. Sir Dad wheelies his KO, but it's power wheelies. He's a power wheelie boy.
And there's no hate on power wheelies at all, man. I mean, that's where we learn. It's you got to just loop your bike 5 times and then you'll be finesse wheelie, but it hurts. So to answer the question, I want a KO, but I want to try it on a GLE back 8,000. I know somebody sent them a KO motor to make a tune, a GLE tune on the KO motor. And he's working on that not right now, but this week. So if that works out, we'll see how that goes. So
yeah. I think that, quite frankly, that's a good opportunity for GLE to do this right now because until KO comes up with this display and releases this display to its consumers, right now your tuning options for this bike are very, very limited in my opinion. They're not like they're and again I don't know what I'm talking about because I have a builder do all my shit, but I can tell you what he's telling me, and it's just like it's we didn't have like some of the stuff that we needed because we were one of the early adopters. So now I'm having to wait. I'm hoping it's in this new box that we just got today. But it's not easy to connect to it. You have to have basically, if you're an Apple person like me, you can see all these Apple products in the fucking back. If you're an Apple person like me, just stop. Just shoot yourself. Because you're gonna have to go buy either an Android phone or a PC computer or both, because I went out and bought both and I still don't feel like I have a good tune. I mean, it's just like, And literally every time my builder tries to talk with him, it's always, oh, well, you mean you don't have the so-and-so piece? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful that I'm going to get a workable setup. And by workable setup, what I would really like to have is something that has kind of a eco-friendly tune. Something that most riders could ride around on and have a good time, and then just like a kill tune.
Yeah.
And right now I just don't have that ability to switch anything on the fly. And so that's kind of what we're up to. But
If anybody's got a KO motor with the KO controller, let's have both in just Wisconsin or Chicago, Illinois, Iowa, I'll drive. I want to try it out. I want to see what's going on. Throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's in its early stages. The more people get on like with the same subject of trying to work together, there'll be always like a solution.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Everything is so early, so we still don't even have suspension yet for these bikes, aftermarket suspension. So
I can't wait.
where do you see this world going? I mean, like the Suron world, because we're kind of wrapping up on our time here, but like, where do you see? And what's next? I mean, in your opinion, I mean, what do we need? Where are we going? What do you want to see? What do you predict?
I feel like we're in the Ford Model T stage right now. So
yes.
that's what it feels like to me. So that's what it feels like. If you ask me, honestly, it's very small, community small, but I like to think we're behind the auto industry by at least 20 years. So you see what's going on in the auto industry where everything's going electric. I feel like pretty soon the bikes, we're gonna start seeing a lot more, since when some people don't understand electric power, and the government is making people have to understand. So I feel like the more people are becoming open to it, I think it's gonna affect everything.
Yeah. Jay, what are your thoughts?
So I mean, it really depends. Like a lot of people are going to be introduced. Obviously, the electric is going to be a thing that's going to come in full force, right? They have places like California making it. They're going to try to X out gas cars. Same thing I heard recently. Maybe in New York by maybe 7 years, they're going to be done with all the gas cars. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it's going to sustain itself, right? A lot of people are going to need more ports. A lot of people are going to need more, charge. Where are we going to get it from? But just like everything else, it's at its early stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like where I thought about it. But as so far, I think it's going pretty good, especially with like GLE coming out with stunt bars and what was that you said? The blades.
What's that?
You said sliders. Sorry, not blades. Like
Yep, sliders. Sliders for when you drop the bike. You drop the bike when you do finesse tricks, a lot of tricks like that. You're constantly dropping the bike, scraping the bike, and I see a need in in the ability to have stunt parts. So there's more things that we have designed that we're prototyping right now that I don't want to talk about. One thing that I can kind of talk about is like motor locker adjustments. So there's a lot of little things that we're doing that the motor, have you got the motor mount that slides? So
yes.
if you're ever doing tricks on cement or something, you do like a nollie or an endo, and the back wheel's spinning, and then it comes down. Sometimes the motor mounts will actually move up or down. So we're working on a way of keeping that locked in. Also with the KO motor, I've seen that mounts actually, it's got so much power, the motor mount will actually slide. So they're actually teeth that keep it from moving. It's really cool. We got a lot of fun stuff coming.
Yeah, it seems like very excited. Like I'm not like a stunter or anything, but I do bring up the bike sometimes. And I saw your videos where you're sitting on like you're putting your feet on these bars, like you said, the 12 bars, and that's really interesting.
Yeah,
see where that goes and bringing that to the market. I'm already one of your customers. So anytime you sell them in a website, I'm the guy. We're trying to do something in New York City.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Listen, don't sell your show short. I stalked your page. You do good shit, man.
No, dude. I was just about to say the same thing, Jay.
No,
Yo, bye.
yeah. But yeah, we're gonna start with pre-orders. I was gonna just like just launch them and like just pay for and they'll ship. But to be able to actually have the highest quality, because I don't want to do it if it's gonna be mid tier. I don't want that. I want the best of the best, and to actually make it affordable, I would have to buy so damn many, or I'd have to bring it into Mexico or China, and I really don't want to do that. I want to keep everything made in the USA, made in Wisconsin, Chicago, same kind of thing. So to do that, we're gonna have to do a pre-order setup, and so I know a lot of people don't like pre-orders, but it's gonna be able to. Because of that, we're gonna be able to keep the price really, really low.
Is it something like Indiegogo or like is that something like what you mean by pre-order, like where you have an idea and you kind of just want to like have people kind of just invest, people that are stunners as well?
No, we're gonna have the price. We're gonna have the price for it. It's just
Okay.
We're gonna just have the pre-orders, kind of like what KO did, right? So same thing.
Launch it out, just push it.
You almost have to do that in this market. I mean, to your point, because it's the manufacturing costs and it's the unpredictability of this market. Because I can tell you, the e-bike market seems really super fickle on the shit they'll support. Like even KO, you look at that, like how many people trolled them when they first came out, and now all of a sudden the trolls are buying KOs. It's just like it's crazy. It's like this market can change on you in a second, and the ideas of what it wants from day to day can change. And I just I mean, when you're in a kind of unstable situation, I mean, you have to take pre-orders. I mean, it's just like, I just don't see any other way you can do it as a company and bring a new product to market without taking insane financial risk that I would never recommend on my worst enemy.
And so that's what I wanted. I wanted to take the risk because I'm so passionate about it. I'm so in love and infatuated with this industry, with these bikes. You will not outwork me. You will not outride me. I will put the time in. I'm so in love with the whole industry and the people to it. So I was like, fuck it. I will invest $30,000 and I'll fill my entire basement up with aluminum, and I'll risk everything. But thank God Josh is a much better financial advisor than me, because I would
see. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Dave and I have these conversations all the time, and we just and like it's just like he'll just look at me and laugh. He goes, "Yeah, that's a great idea. How many people you think are going to buy that? Like 3?" And I'm just like, "Fuck, he's right." I mean, like I have to really like temper. It is a great idea.
It is,
but the reality of it is you got to keep in mind that this shit's so new. I mean, the idea that if this was a car accessory, the world that you could market to is so much bigger than just a stunt bike e-accessory or any other like an e-accessory, really. Not just even stunt bike world. I mean, it's a niche market still. But to your point, and I think it's probably the best thing said on this live, we're in the Model T stage right now of where e-bikes are at. Like, I mean, call Eric Hicks, I guess Henry Ford, because like we're literally still in the early stages of where this is going to go, and I think that it's going to be a lot of innovators like you that are just pushing it forward, man. We're so thankful to have you here tonight with us and sharing kind of your thoughts, and for loading up 6 people plus to the Megalive, man.
I'm gonna get 10. I got 10 coming. I'm gonna get 10. Don't worry. As of right now, we're at 6, but I've got some time still. So 6 guaranteed.
Yeah, Nico, we're all here talking about bike parts in the future. Let's kind of see a little bit about you. We tend to ask this. Me and Scott always ask this in the lives. Riding around and where you say you're from. What's like one of the craziest things you've seen, like while you're out riding and stuff like that?
Oh man, Milwaukee is unreal, but Chicago is its own animal.
I can imagine.
I reached out. I bought the Chai battery, 72 volt, 38 amp hour. I love it. I'm infatuated with it. But unfortunately, I don't have the guys like the community like what you guys have. I don't have as many e-bikes. You stole Reese from me. I'm gonna get you back from that, Scott. But
Great.
we don't have that type of community. So I ride with these big bikes. So I go down to Chicago. Brian 636, if you guys are familiar with him, he's a big stunter in Chicago. He's got like 500 plus thousand subscribers, and he does these things called Mini Moto Mondays down in Chicago. And there's over 300 people. It's unreal, and the things you see and the people you meet. I called Chai on Friday, and they just messaged me during this live. I got to jump up to the 72 volt, what is it, 60 amp hour, just to be able to hang with these guys. But the craziest stuff I've seen, guys, have you heard of the Kia boys in Chicago or in Milwaukee?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
I saw the Vice TV special about this. You guys, this is fascinating.
Enlighten me.
They steal cars, bro. They're like they not only just steal cars,
What?
but they got world famous for basically stealing like Kias and other cars that people call beaters, and they literally would just and when they steal them, they drive them like complete maniacs through the fucking like neighborhood. I mean, we're talking about, and I'm from Houston where we have slabs, and slabs literally will take over the road. These motherfuckers are driving like on sidewalks, like doing all kinds of just like wild shit with these cars they stole to intentionally just do the wildest thing they could do and then just beat them out and then run. So how on earth has the Kia boys come into this story?
well, I've seen them. I'm riding with the guys up in Milwaukee, and all of a sudden you see two Kias go around us in the left lane, jump on the sidewalk. I'm not exaggerating, and zap in front of us. And I was like flabbergasted. I had no idea who these guys were. And you saw the whole gang of guys, screaming Kia boy. So I would say that's the craziest thing I've seen. I've been riding streets for probably 3 months out of like my 6 months of ownership. So, yeah, I'll tell you, I'll update you when I see crazier shit.
Put it on the story, tag us, and be like,
tag us, bring you back if it's crazy enough.
Yeah, I know. That's it's interesting to see because people in this live, they're from different parts of the world. In New York City, there's not enough space for you to just drive on the sidewalk. You'll probably run into like 6 different stuff, and like people don't do that here. But
they do that. Yeah, they hit everything.
No.
Yeah, they send people running. Like you should really go look up the Vice TV special about this. Like it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like the guy that normally when they do these like Vice TV specials, like you'll see like the person who's doing the reporting go underground with them while they like go score the rock cocaine and smoke it. This dude didn't even want to be anywhere near them when they got into a car because it was that frightening. It was just like he was like, holy shit, like they almost ran his cameraman over. It was, dude, it was a wild documentary. I would highly recommend you go check out the Vice documentary on Kia Boys.
Kia Boys. Oh man, wait until those Kias turn electric, then you can't even hear them. Oh my god, it's gonna be so dangerous. God forbid.
Nico, thank you so much, brother. We're gonna give you the Megalive salute, man.
Thank you.
Tonight, man.
Of course.
I hope everybody learned a little something, and yeah, man, we're gonna see you pretty soon. And absolutely, the minute you get here, let me know. You're welcome to come ride my KO bike.
Love you, man. I will. I will take you up on that. So not a problem.
Thank you guys.
I'll be there recording
Fireball. Because if we had not had Fireball, this motherfucker would have never got drunk enough to go buy a Suron, and we would never have gotten. So,
and I'd have a lot more money.
Salute to the Fireball.
Salute to the Fireball. The cinnamon. What is it? Cinnamon twist spice.
Yeah, you should really start trying some. Yeah, it's great stuff. But thank you guys. Have a great night. Be safe. Happy Monday. Talk to you.
Of course, Nico. Of course, man. Talk to you too. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, I love you, man.
Dude.
All right, man. Wow.
Dude, that is crazy. I feel like every episode we're bringing more insight who would have knew about the Kia boys? Who would have knew about these crazy not technology, these
The
modifications?
sad thing is like is that I'm so ghetto that like I know exactly who the Keo boys are.
Oh, you do? Oh, snap. You didn't hear it there. We're saying this in case anybody's watching in quotations. We're just seeing this. We're just acting as such. But yeah, no, I really like the idea of bringing Nico on, right? You know, there's brings some good insight to whatever's come. As you guys can see, there's a lot of new stuff. Model T mode right now. It's gonna be a lot of good stuff coming in for like the e-bike world.
It is, and I think and this is the part of the live. We'll open it up. If anybody wants to jump on, you're free to kind of jump on. Jay and I'll stay for about another 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
The reality of it is that I see two big markets as it relates to this bike.
Mm-hmm.
I see the stunt market / street market,
Right.
the dirt market, and I really, it was funny because I was talking with Shy earlier this evening.
Mm-hmm.
If you hook me up to a lie detector test and ask me where we will see the most growth with this bike, I'll probably bet you that it's going to be in the dirt.
Why is that? Why is that, Scott? Why is that?
I feel like the bike has gotten so popular already in the streets, and a lot of the street riders are just kids. No offense. I mean, it's just like I see a lot of kids who are kind of new to motorcycles and flirting with the idea of motorcycles, and they kind of want to go half-ass in on motorcycles. Probably describes me, except I'm just not a kid. I think as the police get more sophisticated,
Mm-hmm.
and as stories kind of come out that maybe they're cracking down on this, I think that you'll just see less people have the balls just to ride them. I mean, I'll always be riding them. I mean, they're gonna have to chase me on a helicopter with a helicopter, I guess. I don't know. I'm not even gonna run. That's the thing. I mean, I'll just pull right over and you just take my bike. That's fine. I'll just build another.
Put some pedals. Don't ever put pedals on it.
I won't put pedals. I've done it one time and I took it off and literally I rode it for 2 minutes and I said, I hate this so bad. So bad. I called my builder and I immediately told him, I'm coming back tomorrow and I want these off my bike immediately.
Mm-hmm. I saw a quick story. Like I was with the S3 crew, right? We were riding in Randall's Island. It's like a small little island, and we were going through these kind of like dirt trails that they kind of made. And one of my good friends, Victor, right? He has like a pedal kit. Like we were, we saw the roads and we started just hauling ass going up hills. But when we hit a little jump and then as he slammed, like, all his weight came on the bike pedal. Sorry, not pedal. Yeah, pedal snapped. Not even snapped. It came out of
not for it. They're not. Yeah. It's just, that's the problem is that, people, I don't really think about how they ride.
Uh-huh.
When they set up their bikes. And like, I guess that's one of the luxuries that building bikes has taught me. Mainly just because of the fact I hate doing shit twice. And I hate doing shit the wrong way, which is, again, why I linked up with We Coded. Shout out to my builder, Dave, at We Coded.
Dave is the man.
But, the reality of it is that I think this is a field, and I've told this to Dave a lot, and I've said it before probably in this live. I think this is an area where you see a lot of people wrenching on bikes that probably have no business wrenching on bikes. Mm-hmm. And I attribute it to a couple things. Number one, I think that, like I said, kind of what I said earlier, there's a lot of just street kids that they don't have the money to go pay someone like Dave, $125, $150 an hour to do all their work for them. To me, it makes sense because I can make more money than that myself personally an hour. That it's just a waste of time. I mean, it's like it's a negative money venture for me to like have some to waste my time spending hours and hours, laboring over an e-bike that, they could have taken Dave 45 minutes to do the same fucking thing. I mean, it's just like, why wouldn't I pay that dude $125
right.
to do that? Whereas, like I said, I mean, my time is just too valuable to me. So I get it.
Right.
If you're not in that, equation yet where your time is not that valuable, I 1000% get it.
Yeah.
Mine is, unfortunately.
Right.
So, but the other thing is just, I want to see it done right. It's just like, I mean, I don't trust myself. And it's like, one thing I feel like, as kind of an older dude in this community that I've learned, throughout life. Be honest with yourself when you're not able to do certain things. Like, I mean, it's just like, if you're, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of things in life I will never be able to do, and I understand that. And, it's just, it's funny to me. I mean, I wouldn't automatically assume because I drive a car that I'm a car mechanic. I mean, some of these same people I don't think would go out and go wrench on their cars or, try to change the oil on their car. I mean, hell, from what I understand from most mechanics, changing oil is easy. But you ain't out there changing your oil, are you? Why the hell are you wrenching on your bike?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like I said again. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of people that aren't in that time bracket or whatever, and they can make that time commitment. I can, but to me, it's also just the fact of what you described of you can so quickly find yourself in a situation where you can you can get hurt. You can, hurt your bike or destroy your bike, things like that. I just think, I just think people need to be more honest with themselves on that.
Sure. Yeah, it's always good to give your bike, especially if you're like out trail riding and pushing your bike to the limit, to give it to somebody that kind of knows what it is. You don't want to run that risk of like actually having, not torquing it to the right spec, to the right torque, and then having a jump and then kind of it getting loose over time, and then you're just doing one little jump and then shit just kind of like falls off on you. It's somebody that knows what they're doing. It's always worth a little bit more just to pay your mechanics.
And some people never even bother to like check their bikes between rides and stuff like that.
I mean,
I have learned that is a mistake.
Yes.
I have learned that is a mistake personally. And so, like I said, again, thank God for my builder. Shout out to him who, he keeps 3 or 4 of my bikes there pretty much constantly just because we're always doing stuff to them. I mean, it's just, there's very rare that I go over to a shop that one of my bikes isn't up on the thing that he's working on it. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. I mean, it's just always something, new pegs, new this, new whatever, tightening brakes, tightening chains, tightening, whatever. I mean, just, hell, even the washing part of it. I don't even like to wash my own bikes anymore.
I feel you on that. Yeah. But definitely, I mean, it's always good to see, things progress, right? And it's probably like, I don't know who's been sending requests, maybe they can jump in, give us their little opinions.
We have had one request. Can you believe that? To join our live.
No worries.
This is an opportunity, once again, if you would like to join the live, to talk with Jay or I, chat it up. We got a few minutes here that we like to reserve at the end of the live for anybody who wants to jump in and say anything. If not, we're more than happy to terminate this early and go about our lives.
I see Powerful Lithium on the chat. They just joined. It will be a good, interesting perspective to see what they see the future of e-bikes going, because they are also innovators.
Powerful Lithium in here. Those are good guys, and in fact, I don't know if their ears were burning, but I'd heard about them earlier today. And I don't know if Herb is still in. Herbert, are you still in this chat? My good buddy Herb, the Super 73 Herb from Houston here, has a Powerful Lithium setup, and we rode with him the other night. And if I asked you who you thought was the fastest setup between a 72-volt Sur-On, a 60-volt bypass Sur-On, and a Powerful Lithium Super 73, who do you think it would be?
Herb says yes.
Yes, Mr. Herb was literally. I love it too because he always cries about range, and the motherfucker was literally running us ragged. I mean, like, I had to have my bike in the highest mode, throttle pinned for half the time, just to stay up riding with Herb. And then whenever you ask Herb if he wants to ride with you, the first question he'll ask is, "Yo, how far y'all riding, man?"
It's because he has the turbo consistently. Turbo.
It's like, why? How are you wondering how long I'm going to have to spin looking at your tail light?
Yeah, this community is going into good places. By chance, do you know who our next guests? Before we if nobody.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. So our next guest next week. It could be a very exciting live, or it could be a very short one. We don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
We are going to open it up for all stunt riders coming to the Mega Ride.
Yes.
And so if you're a Mega Ride stunt person, this is going to be your time. We'd like to have Sir on Dave in here. We'd love to have
Sir on 4K.
Stunts, Cole Holly. Grommy Bear, you're not allowed to come because you're coming the next weekend. But
Yeah, he has his time. He has his time.
Yeah, you got your own show, buddy. We don't need you in here like Glory Hound taking all these other people's time. But no, anybody that's come, Luca from Ohio, I would love to see you in here, dude.
Any of the UK people as well that kind of want to disregard showing their face. I know how it is over there. Would be a good kind of interested perspective as well.
We basically want all the stunt people to come in, talk about what they Sir on 4K. If you're listening, you brother, I mean literally as much as I've had my jaw off about like you were one of the top riders in America no one knows about, and I know you're going to show everybody in November. I want you to come in here as well. I want a lot of cats, dude. I can't. Moto Matt, if you hear this, half the Detroit crew. I mean, just come on in with it. So we're going to open it up. We're probably going to reach out to a few of you guys individually just to see if we can stir up some interest and make sure y'all know that you have a guaranteed spot on here if you want it.
They're on stunt.
So, dude, like I said, I don't have really much else, man. No one else has popped in. I'm more than happy with dropping the mic on that awesome guest that we had. Nico, dude, you were really freaking exciting. I'm so glad to have had you in here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Number one, for just innovating in the community and for, keeping the community in mind with all your, with all your stuff. Because I know anytime you want to try to do something like this and bring a product to market, I mean, I've just looked at simple stuff. I don't think people get the financial commitment that it takes just to try to be a good dude in the community. I mean, it does. I mean, I'm spending thousands of dollars of my own money for the Mega Ride. And I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, when you do stuff like this and you're trying to do things on behalf of the community, you do a lot of things that you just don't ever get reimbursed for. And, I mean, it would take away from the Mega Ride, frankly, if I sat there with my hand out and said, okay, everybody pay me $30 to come here. It's just like, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do it. And to me, it's much more worth it to see this event grow and turn into something amazing. And I'm just blessed to have all the people that are coming. And as always, Mr. Jay Styles, I want to give you the final word on this live. Since I get the first word, we'll give you the final word. And yeah, brother, I'm looking forward most of all to getting to meet you.
Yes.
And yeah, man, go ahead and take us home.
So thank you for that, Scott. And what I want to say basically is like where the community is going so far, right? With everybody coming together. This ride, the Mega Ride, is going to be definitely a standpoint on where future people, innovators will start branching out from the idea of having all these people together. Somebody's going to come to this ride. They're going to get sparked by the idea of like, oh, this is a ride. This is how you do it. And then they're going to start bringing that to their own town. And then we're probably going to start eventually going to Mega Rides and maybe, I don't know, like places like in Miami or maybe quite possibly New York. I know there's a lot in California. Shout outs to them. But yeah, I like how the Texas was just right there in the middle of like, America. We have people international. So yeah, there's like, there's a lot of good stuff coming in. And I can't really wait to meet all you guys that I've, that me and Scott have met. And yeah, that's kind of like my final words. And, as you said, like, this whole live that we did, you can definitely catch it on, if you missed it, catch it on Mr. Scott Sir on Texas Story. I'll post it on my YouTube as well.
Yeah, we're trying to replay this as many different ways as we can and give you guys as many different avenues to rewatch this as you can. But yeah, I mean, until we can find a better way to present this. And just shout out to all of our guests that take the time out of their busy evenings to spend a few minutes in here with us and just kind of chop it up about the state of the e-bike community. And as always, I'm probably sure, I have to be careful now how I word things.
Right.
Everything I feel like that comes out of my mouth, Felix is just waiting for to brand and like put on a frantic TV.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Megalive.
Shout out to OG Felix. Shout out to Dude, I swear to God, you know you're going to be in here very soon.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I guarantee you, as soon as we make it to the other side of the mega ride, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. I want to have Felix as a guest.
Felix
And,
is like a guest that we will have come in. This guy, like I've spoken to him, I work with him. He's a very firm believer and advocate about understanding that this is just the beginning. There's different ways, and he wants to carve through his own path with the e-bike frantic news, hilarious, bringing some lightful jokes to the community, you know, because it's not all about mods, Surons, riding fast. Let's make a little bit of joke about it, you know. Let's have like some fun as well, like so. Felix got some interesting stuff going on, and you know, who knows? Maybe someday it'll get televised in a bigger broadcast, you know.
if you can't make fun of yourself, who can you make fun of? And I think that so many people in this e-bike community, they're just young guys still trying to find themselves, and that's why they wear the helmets on their heads and they don't want to like let people know who they are or whatever. Right. I get that, man. But I'm just telling you, you know, find who you are and be proud of it, dude. You can be a nerd, you can be a whatever in life. You know, I tell you, don't ever let anybody tell you who you're supposed to be. And you know what? The reality of it is just being yourself. You're going to find somebody. You're going to find friends out there that want to rock with you for who you are, dude.
Exactly. Maybe you won't find them initially, but just keep being yourself.
Yeah, you're really super uninteresting and boring. I'm just like, yeah, no.
Right.
You really would be surprised at every single, you know, like I said, I've had a lot of these issues in life. There have been times I felt like, oh man, I don't relate to anybody. But like, you know, the reality of it is you will, and kind of, you know, one of the things I thought was interesting about what Nico said about, you know, him not having a community. I didn't really chime in on this, but that's something that I take personal because when I started here in Texas, trust me, I had no community. Mm-hmm. I had no one. Literally the very first, and I had to horsewhip Dave to go ride. I can't tell you how often it would break my heart to sit there and look at his Instagram and see this motherfucker riding all over town without me. And I would just be like, fuck, man, like you know, and you know, the reality of it is you got to build the community that you want.
Yeah.
And now it's awesome, man. When we drop a ride, you know, time, I mean, hell, we had 8 Surons show up to our last ride. 8 Surons, dude. I'm really proud of that, man. That, like I said, I went from, you know, not being able to like find anybody but just to horsewhip Dave again to come ride with me. And that was back in the days when I wasn't, you know, I'm still not a good rider, but I was much worse then. And when you ride with somebody who's a lot better than you, you're a liability to them. You know, they want to do shit like cut down stairs, go across, and you know, I couldn't even go down a hill. I mean, it was just like, you know, I mean, I had to walk my bike down a hill. You know, I was just that afraid to look down and like, oh shit, you know, like, you know, it just, I'm fortunate that he stuck with me this long and he forced me to become a better rider because he just was like, he's not going to baby my ass. Mm-hmm. And it was called, you know what? I ain't going to fucking come up there and get your bike up them damn stairs. You're going to push that motherfucker up there yourself. Yep. And eventually, I'm gonna learn how to ride upstairs. That's my next goal.
Yeah. Word of advice.
Ride with people that are better than you. Don't be afraid to meet people that are different than you. And hey, that's the best advice I can give in this world. And don't be afraid to have Felix come in and completely take all your words and put them on Frantic TV in some misappropriated way. So
of course, he'll make you seem like you're the most creepiest guy ever. Yeah. I have like a little segment coming in, you know. Supposedly I'm on rehab, right, at Frantic TV. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff coming of that, you know, just showing you a little bit, you know, for those like 20 seconds of it.
Still in rehab. You can see my hair. Trying to get back into Frantic TV. Been off for too long. I used up all my vacation days.
There's stuff coming. There's just funny shit coming, like, you know. So definitely stay tuned for that, man. But yeah, I think we should definitely, if nobody's requesting to join, right, we're ahead of our time. We should probably just after this.
I think we had one person just request, but hey, sorry you waited too late. We've already given our salutations. We're at the end. Come in next week on Monday. Like I said, it's open. It's an open forum next week. Mm-hmm. We're not going to do many of these but this is your chance. If you want to come in and you know, flex your muscle, this is your chance to do it, especially if you're a stunt boy.
Yep,
So,
yep. Get your opinions out, get your thoughts and insights. It's always
Yeah.
a good platform to do so.
dude, as always, once again, thank you to We Coded, thank you to Shy Batteries, thank you to all the people that are rocking.
Batteries.
Anybody you want to thank, Jay? I'll let you jump in and do it as well.
Oh man, so yeah, I would definitely thank Shy Batteries. Right, they're always kind of like in and out. I really feel like they're really kind of they're really in touch with whatever's going on. They're not like everything from far end. They're just like, we're in it with you guys, and all the people from just everywhere. Anybody that's just watching, just major shout out. I'm really happy to meet you guys, and if you guys see me, please or Scott, just please approach us. Right, you'll never know, like, what kind of friendships that we can come of it. So that's always good to kind of put out there. You know what I mean?
Amen. All right, brother. Well, hey, until I see you next week, man, and then after that, and then at the Mega Ride.
The Mega Ride Wednesday, I land at 9. Once I get everything straight, I'm coming to see you. I'm gonna be like, yo, where are you? Drop that location. I'm there.
Like, yeah, no, I'll be at the airport. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah? Oh man. So let's get it.
Yeah, dude. All right. Take it easy, Jay.
Megalive episode 6, where me and Scott are closing out now. Thank you for all you guys that that joined, and yeah.
In the books.
In the next video. Good night, guys.